10 tourists made an emergency landing in a perilous rainforest. Little did they know, the most terrifying threat wasn't the poisonous insects all around them, but a killer hidden among them. The pilot of the small passenger plane noticed that as they flew over an unfamiliar rainforest, all the instruments suddenly malfunctioned. No matter how he maneuvered, the plane plummeted toward the ground like a kite with a broken string. With all his strength, he pulled the control stick in a desperate attempt to regain control. When the passengers regained their senses, they were horrified to find that the flight attendant had already died tragically on the spot, and the pilot had been impaled through the chest by a tree branch, barely clinging to life. The group hurried to check on the pilot's injuries, but strangely, Carlos rushed alone to the burning tail section of the plane. Only after confirming that his luggage was intact did he let out a sigh of relief. Now, only 9 survivors remained, and the severely injured pilot had lost consciousness. Based on the flight's direction and duration, Sophia deduced that they were in northern Mexico, stranded in a 600 square kilometer rainforest. Walking out on foot was clearly impossible. Meanwhile, Danny was comforting Amy. The two were about to get married, yet now they found themselves in this nightmare. But suddenly, at that moment, the pilot began mumbling something. The group gathered around him and learned a chilling truth: this area was extremely strange. The navigation system had completely failed, meaning that rescue might not arrive anytime soon. Since they were on a small passenger plane, the food and water on board would last no more than 2 days. Among the survivors was Kevin, a former doctor, but performing an open chest surgery in such conditions was as good as murder. Unwilling to take responsibility, Kevin chose to leave the pilot to his fate. However, this decision upset the kind-hearted Amy. As the others began to turn against him, Kevin had no choice but to perform the most primitive surgery without anesthesia or proper surgical tools, using only a dagger and strong liquor. The pilot's agonized screams echoed through the valley. Just then, Amy and Danny, hiding inside the plane's cabin, suddenly caught a glimpse of a black figure darting past. Yet when they looked outside, there was nothing there.